I'm also like, I've never said I was a gangster street dude.
Right.
I'm street smart, but in my mind, I'm like, how are you a gangster and you're crying on Instagram? Like, what part of the game is that, bro?
Don't add up.
I'm from the old school. Like, that's unheard of. Like, you got a problem, then get off where you mad at and handle
Absolutely.
it. See me when you see me. You know, if it's that deep.
Mm-hmm.
So when someone's like crying about me on socials or the word gets around, I had people cross out my graffiti.
Good afternoon, everybody. We are 100 Years Enterprise, right? Ain't this who we are, 100 Years Enterprise, man?
Man, you better know it.
1HYE podcast, man. We shooting today out here in San Francisco. We got a beautiful guest. But before we go into that, we are 1HYE podcast, shooting Consequences of the Street Life. What season is this, my brother?
Season 7.
Absolutely.
Season 7. Yeah, it's a pleasure, man, you know, to be doing this work that we're doing, man. 1HYE, 100 Years Enterprise. Me, you, myself, Patrick, as well as Fahim.
Absolutely.
You know, so here we are.
Hey, but this episode 8, man, this brother, he's a beautiful brother. He's been doing a lot of things in the community, giving back. I know we might just see him behind a microphone, but it's deeper than that. It's deeper than a microphone. It's deeper than what you just can see. The main thing is when you're doing this work, it's what you don't see. And that's why I admire about this brother, because he revealed to us some things when we came on his show. But before we go into that, we want to introduce my man Dregs, Reza, you know, to the show.
Put the government name out there.
Yeah, so people, man, it's good, man. So Dregs, how you doing this morning, my brother?
I'm doing great, bro. It's an honor to be here with y'all. You came on my platform and supported me, which I appreciate. So I'm here to, you know, it's not a transactional thing. It's actual support because I rock with what y'all do. And I really appreciate the opportunity to have conversations like this. So I'm just happy to be here.
Absolutely, man. We delighted, man. We elated to have you, my brother. We've been following you for a minute. And, man, Patrick, we was talking, we got to get the brother on the show. Before we even said we wanted to get you on the show, you said, hey, man, I want to come on your show. So tell us in brief, why did you want to come on our show?
Well, you got to get out there and spread the gospel, right? So,
yes.
like, I come from a long line of, like, Bay Area hustlers.
Right.
So when it comes to, like, your work, you got to take every opportunity to go and talk about it and to present yourself. Mm-hmm. But also, like, I actually like the work that y'all do.
Yes,
it's
sir.
important to me. We're here at United Players. It's like, I've been down with them for a long time,
yes.
too. So I want to come and have these types of conversations and get something more than just the usual rap and graffiti and other stuff that people know.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, I'm going to say it. I got to. You know what I mean? Your follow-up is impeccable.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, your follow-up is impeccable. You here, man, you one of the first that said, that's in this realm, that said, man, I'm going to get with y'all, man, I'm going to follow up. Everybody else, I'm not throwing no shade on nobody. I'm just saying your follow-up is impeccable.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? I appreciate you coming on the show, man, allowing us to, you know, talk to you. You know, you moderated us, now we moderating you. It's a good thing because we get to exchange what we do. And some of the things that we do, you did in the past as well.
I appreciate that. I deal with that myself on my platform. Is like, you know, people are all over the place these days. It's like the technology makes it easier, but it also makes it harder.
Yeah.
Because now, instead of just the old school, the phone's ringing, pick it up.
Right.
It's a text. It's like, I'll hit him back later.
Yeah.
But it's you never take it personal.
Absolutely.
But for me, I'm just like, man, my word is my bond. I try. I don't always.
Right.
But I try to show up. And, yeah, like you said, the work that y'all do is important. It needs the support. So that's where I'm here.
Absolutely. No, we know about the work we do about giving back, the re-entry work, supporting the community. But you do that, too. I don't think too many people really know until you bring it out that the work we do, re-entry, giving back, talking to the youth, you do it also.
Yeah, I started off as a client for at-risk youth programs. So like 15 years old, I got a job at a bike shop in the Mission District. And it was basically a program for adults that were coming out of jail and youngsters that might be headed to jail.
Wow.
So I was in there, that was like my first time getting the actual paycheck, getting work experiences, and actually being around positive adults outside of my family, because you know your family can only reach you so much.
Yes.
You need the community support. So that kind of set me on a path of being involved in those programs, and then eventually they hired me to work for these types of programs. And that kind of gave me a background and a resume. I didn't know how valuable that was at the time. So that kind of led me to go from being a client to being a program leader.
So just so we can be clear, right, for the viewers, how did you kind of like, I know that you had that your humble beginning was about 15 at a reentry, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
What made you want to go into that lane? Like, you know, it's many, you know, because me and Fahim and our other founder, we were speaking to a sponsor. And he was like, well, why y'all chose this lane? Out of all the lanes y'all could have choose, why y'all chose this lane? So I'm applying that question to you. What made you say, gravitate to, I want to do this, or I'm interested in this and going this way?
Well, I got to give the credit to my mom. She was always pushing me to do any type of extracurricular activity because I needed that support too. My pops was there, but he wasn't like hands-on. He was kind of just doing his own thing. He was in the household, which helped, but he wasn't really involved. So she was kind of on her own with a lot of this stuff, and she needed the support. So she's like, please, like, let's get this kid. Because I was just not functioning in school. Very intelligent, but I think I kind of knew like the system, and I was just very resistant. I'm like, this ain't really.
So is it safe to say that mom, she somewhat saw if you wasn't grabbed by an adult male, you would veer left?
For sure.
Kind of seen it coming that way?
For sure.
Because our parents know.
Yeah.
And we see in this climate that a lot of parents, they see it, but they somewhat apprehensive to grab their kids. You know what I mean?
Well, her father was like, you know, old school juvenile delinquent back in the day, like just, you know, like them kids you see in the old movies, just breaking windows and, you know, slashing tires. He had like that kind of.
I was one of those. Yeah.
That was her dad, and then he kind of got his stuff together. And then her brother, my uncle, he had a lot of potential. He never lived up to. He dealt with alcoholism, homelessness.
Right.
So to keep it real, like that's what she saw. She's like, you're gonna be homeless.
Man.
Like that's her exact words. Like she was scared. And to keep it real, not to go too far off, but like that happened to a lot of my friends. A lot of my friends are walking around here homeless. So it was like, now that I look back, it's like, oh, this was real.
It's real.
So she was trying everything, and I was resisting so much. But this particular opportunity came with a paycheck.
Right.
So it was the incentive, like, well, and it's a bike shop, which is pretty cool. I'm like learning how to fix bikes
and everything.
ride them out, test them, ride around the Mission.
Was you doing tricks too?
Nah, no tricks. Just mobbing around, just cruising. So that was kind of the incentive of like, oh, I'm finna get paid. Yeah. And then to be honest, like this is also when a lot of my friends were hustling. So, but I had a paycheck. Right. So I was just like, you know, I dibbled and dabbled here and there, but it wasn't like a need for me. I'm like, well, I know how to get a job.
Exactly.
You remember like back in the day, like if you could get a job, that was like a big deal, bro.
It was big.
It was.
Like,
it was big.
I remember like we was trying to get bagging groceries. Yep. Like I would say if you had a job at Cragen Auto Parts, it's like, damn, you doing it. Put me on. So I had that. I had a homie, he was hustling jobs. He was like, he had a job reading to a blind guy.
Wow.
And it seemed like, because it's San Francisco, we all like money motivated, we're hustlers, so it's like, I got a job reading to a blind guy, and then I go over here, and then I walk a dog, and then I go
real hustle. Real hustle.
I remember we used to stand in front of Safeways and ask people, can we take their bag, help them take their bags.
All that.
Right? Yeah. But I want to ask you too, right, on that same page, outside the money, right, because I know the money as a youth really, really was big. But what was the impact by you going that way? What was the impact that led you to say, okay, what did you learn? What did you grasp by doing that?
Well, first of all, there was a guy at the program named Joel Tarman, and he was like the first adult, not a teacher, not a relative, that was just like cool.
Right.
And like he had that rapport to be like, to take an interest. And to kind of, by doing that, he's able, you take his words more seriously when an adult does that to a kid.
Right.
Like, oh, he actually cares about me.
Exactly.
So there's that. And then I was also in the program with one of the most notorious graffiti writers at the time. His name was Vic 20. He had just gotten out of Santa Rita.
Okay.
He was in this huge case where they were trying to prosecute, Kamala Harris was trying to prosecute him as a gang for graffiti.
Right.
So this dude gets out crazy, wild white boy, just like, I'm looking at him like, that's
The man.
yeah.
Right.
And he was like, oh, okay, you do graffiti too? All right, here, come on. And he showed me like some skills. We painted together, but more importantly, he was like, don't go down this road, bro.
Right.
Like, trust me, like I just got out. Like, I'm messed up right now. Like, stay away from drugs. If you do graffiti, do it smart.
Right.
So he would like give me books and stuff like that to read. It wasn't like he was like, come on, let's go and vandalize the streets. And that kind of surprised me because he had this reputation, but he was like, bro, like I might be going to prison over this. Like he was like fighting cases at that moment. Like, so he was like kind of like, don't. So that kind of like spoke to me too. And then outside of just the job, they gave us like, they had people come and speak to us. Like, I remember there was this one kid, his parents were like killed in a drug deal in Alamany Projects. And he was like raising himself, and he came and he talked to us about like the system and all these things I started seeing in the community. I started getting education about that.
And how old were you at that time?
15, 16.
16.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's deep. That's deep. I know you talk about your graffiti days. I was going to go there too. So when did you first start doing, what really piqued your interest to start doing graffiti? Was you just a regular drawer? Did you like drawing and growing up? What was that?
Drawing is like one of those skills back in the day. You probably remember, like if you have that skill, like, oh, he could draw.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's good at basketball, or oh, he could dance, or like it's one of those skills that's like valuable.
Right.
Because like in the hood, we're all very competitive.
True.
So if you have one of those skills, it's kind of good to keep that under your hat. So I did have an interest in that, but really, San Francisco is just a rite of passage.
Right.
Almost everybody that grows up out here does graffiti at one point, riding the buses. The entire city is connected on the buses.
Right.
So you get on a bus, you're gonna meet somebody from a whole different neighborhood, and this is kind of like the way you communicate, and it just was like a natural progression.
Got it.
So just to camel back on what you're saying on that is, by you knowing how to draw, because I remember anybody know, we automatically put you on the category of being an artist.
Right.
That was big. You just don't, when you see you draw, man, can you draw my mama, or can
Yeah.
you draw my partner, can you draw me?
Exactly.
And you can do that, that was automatically, he's an artist.
So we was doing that with letters.
Yeah.
So it's like, draw a girl's name to put on her binder, draw somebody's shirt. I drew the yearbook design from my high school. I threw a little R.I.P. Mac Dre on there because it was the year he died. I designed T-shirts. Even at my jobs, I made signs for them.
Hey, you said something, not to get too much. You said you were drawing the girl. So did you, when you was going to school, did it ever help you get a girlfriend, been a good artist?
course.
Get a good
Yeah, for sure. Man, yeah, to keep it real, I didn't need too much help in that department. I had that covered from a pretty
Right,
early age.
right.
So, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm talking about.
But you was recognized for, was your work recognized? Like, I always notice artists recognize their work or whatever, or people recognize your work, like the kind of drawings you do, they'd be like, oh, that's Dregs, so that's, what I mean?
Yeah, that's why my name is still Dregs to this day, because I couldn't shake that name.
Right.
Like, people would just knew me as that. And they knew us like, oh yeah, he's the dude who's always tagging.
Right.
Yeah.
So you carried your graffiti name into to all the work what you're doing today.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
so
stuck with me.
Yeah.
I like
Did
that.
anyone ever try to make you, like, since you're doing this work, choose another name?
Nah, only time I ever chose another name, like I got caught for writing Dregs. So that was like my first time going to like juvenile court. And then I was like worried they knew that was me. So I changed that for a little while, and then after a while, you became an adult. It's like, that's cool. I just bring it back.
Explain that process of going to juvenile court. How was that for you?
Embarrassing. Embarrassing wasn't the word. I always had guardian angels, bro.
Right.
Like every time I could have got caught or I did get caught,
Yes.
it was never as bad as it could have been. So basically what happened, I'm in class and the dean walks in and I'm tagging, just bored, tagging on paper. And the dean walks in and he sees me and he says, "Oh, I need to talk to you and bring that with you." Wow. And I'm like, "What's going on?" And he's like, "So we're asking ourselves, who's always in the hallways and who's tall enough to tag on these spots that say Dregs everywhere? And then you got this piece of paper that says Dregs all over it, so it's obviously you."
Right.
So he basically reported me to the court. I had to go and get whatever it was. I don't know, man. It's like some hours of community service. I had to do community service at the school. I got my driving privileges suspended till the age of like 21 or something.
Dang, for that?
Yeah. But that is like, this is also like, you know, they charge kids for felonies
That's true.
for this stuff. So they'll say like one tag is like $2,000 worth of damage or something like that. So that was what happened. Then I had to do community service at the police station. And like basically show up there and get in the van with like the main cop that was in charge of graffiti, who was like, this dude was like he was like the Terminator of graffiti. Like he was just obsessed with catching people and catching kids, and he was like a pretty scary dude. And yeah, he would just take us around and then make us run laps around the police station.
Doing all, like work to tell me I was growing up, we get in trouble, get on a little supervised probation. Then on the weekends, a van will come. We have to meet somewhere. A van pick us up. We get in a van. We got to go clean up these parks, recreation for hours to work this stuff out. Yeah, that's cool.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, I want to pivot a little bit, right? Consequences of street life, right? Something that we are, I would say, experts in,
For
right?
sure.
But the key is, I want to ask you a question, man. That's really boggles my mind. Is on one part, I love San Francisco. Another part, I don't understand Frisco, right? Coming from Oakland, Richmond, right? My question to you is about Frisco is this. What is it? Because being from Frisco, y'all see things a different set of eyes.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to go to.
Yeah.
When I come over here, I can't read. And I'm from the hood. I'm from North Oakland, Bushrod Park,
Right.
Surrogate of Richmond, right? But when I come to Frisco, he'll tell you. I'll be like, "Man, where you going?" Right? My question to you is this, and this is out of total respect, because I got a lot of partners from Frisco, the SCO. My question is, from your set of eyes, what is it about Frisco that sets y'all apart from the other parts of the Bay? We all together, we all tight, but Frisco a little different.
It's different.
Right?
Yeah, it's the big
Because
city.
you can't see the hood. You can't just, when you come over here, if you don't know where the hood, you don't know, you know what I mean? It's the hood. They got hoods.
Yeah.
But when you come, like how we come riding the freeway to West Oakland,
Yeah.
right, East Oakland, North Oakland, you can just read, okay.
Right.
But Frisco a little different.
It's the big city, bro. It's all condensed. It's like you grow up, like look at our houses. The houses are right next to each other. There's no space in between. So it's like the metropolitan city. We're all jam-packed in. So just like you say, like, the hood is kind of swept under the rug.
Right.
Most of the ghettos are like on the southeast side of the city. That's like Potrero Hill, Hunters Point, Sunnydale. And then if you go a little further west, you'll hit the Excelsior, Outer Mission, and you'll hit my neighborhood, Lakeview. So it's all scattered on the edge of the city. But we have like a city, like fast-paced mentality.
Right.
And we're so like jammed in that like you could drive like 5 minutes and go through 3 different neighborhoods. And it's diverse neighborhoods too. You might be going into the Latino neighborhood, then you take a right, then boom, it's Valencia Gardens Projects, nothing but black folks. Then you take another right, and it's like some.
But when I see it with my eyes, what you just explained, that's what I'm saying. You see it from a different set of eyes. When I see that, with my set of eyes coming into Frisco, driving, like how you just described, going through 3 different hoods. Well, I see that with my set of eyes compared to your eyes. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
You know
Wait,
what I
so
mean?
say that one more time?
So will I see it like how you just?
Or would you see it like that?
Yeah, like how you said you just drove through 3 different hoods. Would I know that just by coming over? That's what I'm saying.
No, probably not. It's probably not. It's like it's it's a very like if you know, you know, and
you know.
yeah, that's kind of the flavor out here. But we're used to that,
Right.
so we could get in the mix with anybody,
Right.
and go anywhere and deal with any type of person. And also, it's like I say Frisco is like we're very shady, bro. Like Frisco is like full of shiesty individuals, bro. Like fast talking, like trying to get over.
Yeah, it's a lot of kind. There's a lot of kind going on.
Females too, huh?
Yeah.
All of them, bro. Especially, yes.
When I was working out here, that's when I first heard the word. I've been know about the word finesse, but hearing a female talk about working at the Chase Center, and she said, "Yeah, all we do is finesse all him." I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Finesse. I'm like, right? Like, what the hell is that, right? And she from Hunters Point. So I want to say, because every city have a place where we can congregate, have parties, and have fun at, right? So how was it, the attitude or response when the Cow Palace was shut down for you all?
The Cow Palace, huh?
Yeah, when I was you old enough to remember that? Because when I was growing up, they used to have DJ parties there, different concerts at the Cow Palace, Sunny Day right over here. Right. There was a lot going on, so they tore that down. So could we talk about history, the history of the Bay? We used to go to the Cow Palace outside of the Oakland Coliseum.
Man, I only went to the Cow Palace for like Disney on Ice and stuff like that. I don't remember too many parties out there.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, on that note, I will say is like our thing was house parties.
House parties, okay.
But you could just drive around and find a party, and you don't even have to be invited.
Right.
You just see like, oh, there's one over there. Get out, and then someone would call you and be like, man, come over here. And
right.
So we hitting the whole city, just kind of like what I said. We go to neighborhood to neighborhood.
Yes.
And we might be in Pacific Heights with rich private school kids,
right,
and some project kids in the same party.
They all integrate.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's good.
It's kind of like going there. Like the rich kind of like that too. You got to have an escort, like somebody that really know the rich, just kind of give you the details of what's, you know what I mean, how to move.
Right.
Really, you know what I mean? You can't just pull up and just go in and just be.
You gotta know somebody.
Yep.
See what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's just same with Oakland, right?
Yep.
You got to know kind of how to navigate too, right? Or if you're going over there, you're going to meet somebody and they know you coming or whatever the case may be.
Yep.
Frisco a little different, which is cool, right? Because I was asking you because I know you're looking at it from a different set of eyes. Just what you explained. Just pulling up, I couldn't see myself just pulling up unless I'm okay. I talked to Dregs. He told me it's cool to come over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just pulling up like I'm just gonna go over here to this party. I'm gonna go over this party, go to this party. You know, unless I'm from the scope and I know my way around, then it's cool. But just doing that, I wouldn't do it like that.
Yeah, we wiggle, man, and I feel like unless you're really like directly involved in some politics or some issues, yeah, we pull up.
Okay,
and just about anywhere, man.
That's what's up.
And you said something about this, being shiesty out here, and it's a lot of cutthroat, right? We learned in this business, it's a lot of cutthroat in the business. I know you have, so I'm gonna ask a question. So have you really had to say or had to really cut people off because they went behind your back and did stuff in this business? Like you welcome in and then you turn, man, you did that?
I'm laughing because it's like they don't see it that way, right?
Wow, come on, man.
I'm like, bro, you did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah. And
then come to find out, they get back to me later, they're talking about, oh, Dregs did this, and that. It's like, bro, like, you're caught red-handed with your hand in the cookie jar. But then they spin it to where you're the bad guy. Yeah. Yeah, it happens, bro. Oh, well, it's kind of like what I was talking about earlier, like you grow up so close, like we're all fighting for a little bit of nothing.
Well, exactly.
I think that's in all our communities, bro.
Yes.
You got to work twice as hard to get half as much.
We do.
So if you see somebody else, if they see somebody else shining, makes them feel away, even if it's your partner. So yeah, I guess it's like only the chosen few can really come with you.
Right.
Like y'all, I'm sure have an unbreakable bond.
Yes.
Where you don't even got to question it.
Absolutely.
But it's probably like only a select few that you have that bond with.
Yes.
I'm the same way. I got my sandbox day ones. And then what I learned in this business, actually, to get to really the root of your question, is that like these rappers and these people in the industry are not your friends. They're not your friends,
They're
bro.
not.
Everybody is motivated by their own self-interest. Are they wrong for that?
Nah,
right?
Nah, that's what they want.
So
That's
you
what they
got to
get
move
into
accordingly. They might present like, oh, yeah, yes. Like you said, they might say one thing and do another.
Right.
You got to take it like that because that's part of being a professional. It's not personal.
Not personal.
You can't take it personal, and you can't expect them to be buddy with you when it's really they're in it for their own.
Right.
I don't move like that, but that's just my standards.
I had to learn that too, to where don't take it personal. We in the business, so judge and move accordingly off business.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the bottom line? You're trying to, you guys are trying to accomplish a goal.
Yes.
How you feel about how somebody moves, that might not necessarily affect the goal.
Absolutely.
But you got to also buy into it too, right? You got to, I think relationships is built on, buying into a thing and looking out for the interests of the whole and the individual, right, and the whole. But also, right, I think what tends to happen is that when we start congregating about an idea and really, then that idea translates into a business, you know what I mean? People tend to still look at it from a street perspective instead of looking at it from a business perspective. And then that blurs the line of, hey, man, I understand you, my buddy, and I love you. You know what I mean? And I get it, but I'm no longer like motivated by the things I did when I was in the street. That led me, of course, to do long time incarceration and all the things I've learned. But now that I've reached this point, it astounds me that, we still entertain it or go through those things, those tangibles, right? That can definitely set us back 10 steps way back from where we started. You know what I mean?
The street mentality is like you can't you give anybody any wiggle room is like weakness. You can't show any weakness. So the mentality is he said what? He did what? He didn't do this for me. My money. Whatever it is, it's like because your mind is like if he gets away with this, other people are gonna see me as weak, and that could be my life.
Yeah.
But that's not how it works when you're like in music or nonprofit.
Right.
I was waiting for that.
It don't work like that.
Do not mix. Leave that somewhere else, man. Yeah. So on the same line, have you had to deal with, I know you got your sandbox friends, but growing up in Lakeview, or just meet people in the industry, and they think you are more than just an associate or a business representative to say, hey, man, I need you to pull me here because you here and I met you.
You mean like people expecting to?
It's more than what they deserve.
Yeah, I deal with a lot of disgruntled.
So how do you deal with
rappers?
That? How you deal with disgruntled rappers?
I don't.
So but they got your number, email. You just say, okay, I know you dealing with this thing. I'm not gonna respond.
Most of them don't have my number, thank God.
Okay.
But other than that, like I don't do the internet shit, bro.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
We see that, man, so much.
I don't understand that, bro. Like I'm also like I've never said I was a gangster street dude.
Right.
I'm street smart, but in my mind, I'm like, how are you a gangster and you're crying on Instagram? Like, what part of the game is that, bro?
Don't add up.
I'm from the old school. Like, that's unheard of. Like, you got a problem, then get off where you mad at and handle it.
Absolutely.
See me when you see me. You know, if it's that deep. So when someone's like crying about me on socials or the word gets around, I had people cross out my graffiti. I had people really try to assault my character, and I just let them rock.
Don't even respond.
I think too, just to add some context to that with what you said, Steve. I think the social media aspect of a thing, right, has become the norm, right? And how we was raised and what we know not to do, how, consider the big homies or whatever the case may be, that was all to the good about how we should function, right? Got blurred.
Yeah.
So now you got dudes that's really entertainers setting the policies and the images of what should be done, but it's away from how it really go.
Yep.
Right? And when people get caught up in that, they get lost in translation. They get caught. I mean, I know I've been gone a while and all the things, but I still have that moral fiber of, I ain't supposed to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now it's like, all right, man, do it to get views, do it to get, you know what I mean? So it's become, it's almost like Remember back in the days in high school how females used to just gossip and the dudes were supposed to be like, man, don't get into that.
Yeah.
Now it's the dudes.
Yeah,
and
it
the females are saying, don't get into that.
The females are like, this is not the look that I
Right.
want to see. Like, what are you doing? No, I feel that because also too, like when you deal with somebody that's really dangerous, they're not about to post about it. They're gonna come see you, bro.
Absolutely.
They're gonna shoot your windows out, bro.
Yeah.
They're gonna bust your car open, bro. You're with your mom going to church. They're gonna
They're gonna do it.
out. They're gonna get you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I take that serious.
Because it's a threat.
I
It's
think
really
of
a
those
threat.
consequences.
Yes.
I don't think of some guy who's in his feelings posting Instagram stories. But you're right, it's the new norm, and it is set by entertainers, and people are so whack that they feel like that's how they can get clicks and views. Like
Right.
that's why I don't engage in it, because I don't want to get attention off that. I want to get attention for this, bro.
Absolutely.
I want to
Absolutely.
do things that's going to bring me closer to completing the mission.
Absolutely.
So what do I look like taking a detour to go deal with somebody that has nothing going on?
Right.
Because if they had something going on, they wouldn't be tripping on me.
Absolutely.
So why would I take that detour? And that's something we should explain to these kids, man.
Absolutely.
Like you're about to throw it all away over some dude that's really a loser, bro.
And that's what we do inside Juvenile Hall when we talking to the kids. You know, we got a program called CGA, Criminal Gang Members Anonymous, Pathway to New Beginnings, what is preparation for acclimation. So those 3 programs what we use to let them kids know what to expect. There's no more slap on the wrist after this. You're 18 years old, you're 19. Right. So get this clear understanding of growth and development, what it's gonna take for you to survive the streets. Because the court and the system, they ain't gonna give a damn about you.
No.
And what we also learned is that self-education and self-preservation have to be first,
Right.
outside the internet. And I think that's one of the messages what we constantly convey to these kids, and it's important.
Well, on that note, like one thing I've been thinking about lately, like when you talk about like self-preservation is like one reason people are engaged in this stuff is because they don't care if they live or die. I think we talked about it a little bit
Yes.
on our when you came on my
Absolutely.
platform.
Yes.
So that's what we have to do is give people something to live for, bro.
Yes.
And that starts with like building up the inner qualities. Like, bro, you have all this going for you. You have all this untapped. This is way better than what you're doing. But now people are just crashing out, and you can warn them, you're going to throw your whole life away. It's like, what life? What life do I have to live? What does my future look like? What, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you know what too, it's powerful that you mentioned the kind of work that we do, we all do, right? And I think it's a since we are kind of like navigating through social media, right? It's a responsibility on us too, right? And I'm really, really big on that. If I reach out to you, and I'm not saying you ain't person got to mess with me, I'm just saying the concept. You know what I mean? And you out here rapping, you doing this and you doing that or whatever you doing, and you making a serious impact on the youth, you have some responsibility, right? You can't just say, man, well, they got the front. Nah, man, okay. Just like how you doing right now. You giving us another side of who you really are. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. So outside the entertainment field, outside of, you being Dregs, outside of me being Patrick or Siren American Dream and all the things that we costume with, costume jury, the end of the day is, man, what's our purpose? Why we do what we do, right? So as far as 100 Years Enterprise is concerned, that's how we approach it, right? When we step to get at you and you respond, that's why I say your response game is impeccable, because you never, sold us nothing bunk, or you never faked or nothing. And I'm not saying you owe us that, but you just being genuine. And I think genuine people are sitting down talking about something like that. It's hard to find. You think cats be genuine, but they really be envy or jealous or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But it's just an honor, man, to be.
Or they want to hold that gate closed.
Yeah, want to hold the gate closed, right? Because they might see you coming with something, or say we coming with something like, oh man, that's gonna undermine what I'm. The fakeness I'm doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Instead of all standing together and really trying to really reach these kids, 'cause that's what we should be concerned about.
I agree, man. I mean, on that responsibility note, I do think anybody with a platform that's based on street culture, hip hop, especially, like you at a certain point, you do have that responsibility. Like these people are listening to you.
They listen to you. Yes.
You're not the average person. Like you say something, people hear it.
Absolutely.
You show them something, they pay attention. But I learned that like you can't have that expectation of
Absolutely.
people.
Right.
I can't have that expectation for like even the homies I have that I want to see do better. Come on, bro.
Right.
Like, I can't have that expectation for these rappers. And I will say that, like, yeah, I had this conversation with Filthy Rich on my show
I saw
the other
that.
week. Most of these dudes are fake.
Yes.
They're not actually what they say they are. And they're not actually leaders.
Right.
Like, again, I'm from the old school, bro. So like the rappers I looked up to were like leaders of the turf, bro.
Yes.
Like they weren't just rappers.
Right.
Like they were like validated like members, bro. Like what they said, like that was the law.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like JT and Black C and
Right.
Baldhead Rick, like these are people that had actual like authority in their neighborhoods. So it's like you couldn't tell them nothing.
Right.
And they do what they want to do. That's not the same with this generation. They feel like they have to keep up an image, whether that's really them or not.
Right.
And maybe they haven't been impacted by some of these issues in the way that they would if what they rapped about was genuine.
Right.
So they don't see the urgency and what they have to be able to reach people.
Got it.
Beautifully put.
Go ahead.
Beautifully put.
Have you ever brought anyone on your show in a professed this image as a rapper or a street guy, whatever, and then after the show, without saying any names, and he said, "Damn it, why bring them on the show?"
All the time. All the time, bro. All the time, bro. Like recently, like, yeah. I recently had a conversation where I was like, this dude is really insecure, bro. Like, whoa. Like, I didn't even, like, why are you getting so defensive? Like,
Right.
I wasn't even
Going there.
I wasn't even going there, dog. Like, yeah, it happens all the time, but I'm a professional.
Right.
It doesn't really serve me
Right.
to call them out on the podcast or after the fact. If I can, I've had to edit stuff before to be
Right.
like, whoa, let me do you a favor.
Exactly.
Try to make you look good. But yeah, I one day I will speak more openly about it, but I've seen so much since I started this podcast.
Right.
Just, yeah, people are really not what they portray to be.
Exactly, because you're using it to give a voice to the people, right? Giving a voice to the people and whatever or however some choose to use their mission, that, hey, come on my show because I'm reaching a mass. I got a large audience of people. And so, you know, for someone to come on the show and be insecure about who they are, it never will serve the purpose.
Yeah, and I think I'm very like, what you see is what you get. I'm genuine. I don't pretend to be
Right.
what I'm not. And I'm not also interested in like hearing some like gassed up fake street stories or like getting you to snitch on yourself or like, how many drive-bys did you do? Or
Come on
like,
now.
you know what I'm saying? I don't be asking.
Yes.
I don't think people are used to that.
Right.
So I think they're used to going on these shows and like treating it like another kind of performance. And I'm just like, just talk to me, bro. Like, just be yourself, because at the end of the day, I can still separate your art from who you are as a person. Sometimes I'm just like, turn that off, bro. I didn't want to hear that guy after what I know about him. But sometimes it's like, whatever, like, make a cool song, but that's not really you, and
Right.
it's entertainment.
Well, I'm gonna shuffle the deck a little bit, okay? I really like your flow, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into your rap because I caught you on it with Casual.
Yeah.
Right? And I was concerned, like, I know Casual got cosmic slop.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
cosmic, what they call cosmic slop. Yeah, it's like, man, you gotta listen to it. He got way out bars, things you wouldn't even think he would say. But he do it in an educated way, too. He's very, very. But when I heard you, I was like, damn, I didn't. So I started going in your little catalog.
All right, on.
Dregs, hey, man, you got something there, man. No, that, man, you got swag.
Right on.
You got that. You got that skull swag is needed for real. I mean, you got JT the Big Figure and those that came along. But I'm not.
Yeah.
They paved the way.
Right.
I'm old school, right? But I could sit down and listen to you. That's what I'm saying. It was pleasant. It was cool. Man, talk about your boy. Give us a little bit
The
about
people
that,
who you
man.
came with. I saw you got
man.
Andre Nicotino on
Who
there.
you admire? What
Yeah.
made you start rapping? Who you admire in the skull that kind of got you, man? Because you got a flow.
I appreciate it, brother. I really do. I mean, first and foremost, like, Lakeview is the home of Cook Nut.
Okay.
Sales.
Yeah, Cook Nut.
Selsky especially, like I would see him around,
Yeah.
bald head rig, like, oh, there they go.
Right.
Like,
Let me give a story about Kugner. I mean, it's not Kugner, but Selsky. Before we really knew who he was, we met him in 2021 in Houston, at Jay Stone party.
Okay.
You know Jay Stone from Philbo?
Oh, yeah.
So he was on our podcast 2
we
weeks
just
ago.
got him on there.
Okay.
Yeah, so he came on, and so we was at Club Onyx, the strip club.
Nice.
So it's a big old thing out there. And so somebody was in the back of the line said, y'all from the baby? Like, yeah. All right, y'all come to the front. Everybody gonna pay $40 to get in. And we cut everybody, and then we figure out that was Selsky.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That
It was
sounds like
cool.
something you would do.
Got us all in the club, man. It was cool.
Yeah, when I talked about that Frisco Wiggle earlier, like that's the master of it.
Yeah.
Selsky.
Yeah, man.
But that was like kind of what helped spark like, oh, you can actually like rap. Like you can do this. Like San Francisco has like a rap scene.
Yes.
So that I just saw that happen like in front of me. I saw the stickers and the flyers everywhere, and I had the talent early on, high school. Like I just told this story before. I would do like Freaky Tales raps for the girls, you know, and just kind of flirt with them. And people would be like, "You actually sound like
And it worked.
pretty good." It definitely worked.
It worked. It worked.
I can imagine that.
It definitely worked.
I had bars. Oh.
Yeah. So that kind of gave me the encouragement. And then another youth program I was in is called the DJ Project.
Okay.
And that's how I learned how to make beats. I learned how to record. They taught us how to perform. They took us to go see the Tupac movie when I was in the theaters. I did my first show through them. They gave us a CD to go sell. So that's another way, like the youth program, like full circle, like impacted my life. And then I had a crew called GMC. That was like my high school crew, and we started putting out tapes and stuff like that.
Right.
And we had like fans. We were selling albums in Japan and Europe, and we were like selling out shows. And that local house party scene is where we started like freestyling.
Yeah.
So again, you get that confirmation like, oh, you're actually good at this. And then the group kind of disbanded, just life happened.
Right.
And I went on to do my solo thing, but it was like, it's always been like an uphill struggle. So I've been able to like do things here and there and put out my projects. And then you mentioned Andre Nicotina, getting with him was really helpful. That gave me like kind of a bump. And every time I was about to quit, like something like that would happen.
Okay.
So I just kept getting better and better. And now I'm 38 years old, and I'm the best I've ever been.
Man.
But I've been spending the last 3 years building this podcast.
Absolutely.
But now I have a platform to where now I introduce the raps, and people are like, oh, I didn't realize.
Right.
So I've been working on a project that hopefully will see, well, it will see the light of day this year, and it's my best work. And I've been really studying like songwriting, production, music theory, what makes an album successful, marketing. I've been studying like crazy.
You gotta study.
Because I released some cool stuff, but it wasn't. You gotta, man, it's so hard to like break through in the industry, and you really gotta come with like something that moves the culture. So that's what I'm working on. right now.
So, cause you sound like someone that's very informed. Plus, you rap. Kind of give us just a little take on what it really takes to break through. Because everybody want to rap. You know that everybody want to rap. I mean, if you sound good or not, everybody's rapping, right?
Right.
So, you know, I'm into lyricism. I hear the lyrics first in the beat, even though the beat got to carry the lyrics. I understand that. But once I hear a cat lyrics, and I know something here, working in here. So, in that regard, how do you break through?
I think it starts with the music. So my style of rap was very rough, rugged. I'm coming straight off the, you know what I mean, drinking a 40 and freestyling. But I learned that just recently, like, you gotta have good songwriting. You gotta have good, strong song structure.
Right.
You have to have a good song topic. You have to have something that's catchy and memorable. And you gotta think bigger than rap. Like, what are the biggest songs, period?
Right.
When you think of artists like Michael Jackson and Prince and people that's at the highest caliber of music,
Yes.
what are their songs about? It's really about capturing the emotion. That's what you're supposed to hear in the lyrics. It's about the feeling that. So it's really just capturing that, and then who are you as a person?
Right.
Because nowadays, like the biggest complaint here is everybody's rapping about the same thing, sounding the same.
Right.
but who are you? Like, what's your story? So that's kind of, I think, step one is being able to put that into music. And then step two is the hustle and the business and the marketing.
Right.
Like, you have to push these products. Just like y'all push 100 Years Enterprise, you have to push. You gotta
push
like,
it.
if you're releasing a movie, you gotta go out and you gotta tell everybody, you gotta get billboards and you gotta get buses and you gotta do interviews, right? And I say it's like, I look at it like just business, bro. Like if I was selling industrial screws, how would I sell more screws than my competition? What marketing tool? Like
Absolutely.
you have to treat it like an actual business. So if you have that business plus the talent, I think that's what creates a breakthrough moment.
Good.
Y'all listen to that, young
Yeah.
viewers. That was a great nugget.
Hustle hard. You know, less sleep. It take less sleep too.
I mean, you got to work for it, but I mean, you got to have balance too, right?
You gotta have balance,
Yeah.
family balance, all that,
Yeah.
man. So I know you just did a recent thing with History Today. You brought the rappers together.
Oh yeah.
How was that? How was that process for you? And how did the industry? Well, how did you change in the industry? Meaning from, I know you had one mind state, a certain mind state in the industry, to the 38-year-old man who you are now.
How did my mind state change after doing everything I've been doing?
Yes.
That's a really good question because it has been very transformative. I mean, first of all, it's like what I just said, it's taking it way more serious with the business and with the quality of, even with my podcast, is like,
Right.
I'm always asking myself, is this the best you could do? Like sometimes that might be the best you could do, but where's the room for improvement?
Right.
You got to really like find those areas if you can. If you can't, then cool, that is the best you could do.
Right.
See what happens, you know what I mean? But I think how I've changed personally is like my mind has expanded. I'm aiming a lot higher, bro.
There you go.
Like that underground scene that I described to you, to me, that was my world.
Right.
I thought these dudes were like the biggest rock stars, you know what I mean? Like this is the most legendary stuff. And then you really look at it and it's like, we could go farther than this.
That's right.
Like, you know, I want to give a shout out to Larry June. I'm seeing what
Shout
Larry
Larry
June is
June.
doing right
Yeah,
now.
he doing a lot. Yeah.
He's doing things
Yes.
that nobody from San Francisco has ever done.
Absolutely.
Dude could sell out the Fox Theater 3 nights in a row, 11,000 tickets. Nobody from the SCO has done that before.
Right.
Now I'm looking at like Grammys. Now I'm looking at Billboard charts. And this is the main thing is like, why wasn't I looking at that before? Did I not believe that that was possible? You have to believe that that's
believe. You
possible,
gotta
bro.
believe.
You have to, just like when y'all go and talk to the kids, you have to believe that you are actually capable of changing lives.
Absolutely.
Just like when you go talk to a funder.
Yep.
You're like, bro, this is $1 million enterprise.
That's
right
exactly
here.
what it
I
is.
deserve this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can't sell yourself short. So that's kind of where I'm at right now is like the game is a lot bigger. And then when you talk about bringing the rappers together, it's like, yeah, I'm soaking game from Too Short, bro.
I'm watching.
Live in the
I'm
flesh.
sitting
That's
there.
the one you
I'm
suck
sitting there
it up
watching
from.
you.
Yeah.
That's the one that was my favorite rapper.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Me
For at
too.
least 30.
Yeah.
Me too.
Come on, man.
I mean, yeah. But let me man, this is good. Now I'm gonna go into this since you said that, right? Because you know, a great leader is a great follower. So let's talk about team building. How's that for you? Because I know you got you sitting around you, but I know you can't do it alone. You know, how do you build a team? Or should I say, let me rephrase that. Because sometimes it naturally come together too. So I don't want to, and ain't no blueprint for that. You just got to know instinctively. But what I'm asking is the ideal sense of having a broader sense of what you want to do. You know you're going to need a good team to share that vision. I'm big on that. You know what I mean? I don't have to actually have the vision, but if I can see it, if he could paint a picture for me and I can see it, and I know the person's worthy of it, such as my brother,
Right.
oh, I'm in. Oh, come on, let's do it.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So kind of explain that to us in regards to that.
I think what people forget about a team is like those people are not on your team. You're on their team. You're on the team together.
Right.
Absolutely.
They'll pass you the ball. You got to pass them the ball sometimes. So you got to have something that's beneficial for them to be a part of.
Absolutely.
So I have some photographers that I work with, a great couple. Shout out to Nate and Millie.
Shout out Nate.
Right? I try to uplift their photography. I try to present opportunities for Nate to show his work at my events and stuff like that. So I look at it less of like you're on the Dregs One team and more like collaborators.
Absolutely.
You have to have collaborators.
You have to.
So I work with another great woman. Women too is like you got to have women around.
You do,
bro.
You do.
You can't be having sausage fest everywhere you go.
Come on now, come on. And we building a team of women too.
You got to bring some women around, man, because they'll tell you like, no, that's not it. They have that aesthetic, that sense, and they want to see you shine. They do. See you look good, and you know your homie can't tell you that.
Exactly.
Hey, how does this look, homie? I don't know, bro. Like,
go look in the mirror.
You cool? They don't know you. They don't care.
You sure be all wrinkled and everything.
Yeah, cool, man. You
I wouldn't be like, no, get the iron. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I work with a event producer named Christine. I work with another friend of mine, Sean G, on events.
That's right.
And then I work with my cameraman at Empire, Trevor, who you guys met.
Okay, Trevor,
Yes.
yeah.
But it's not like he's like my cameraman. Like I collaborate with him. And sometimes he'll hit me up like, yo, you want to do this? You want to? And we'll do stuff together.
Absolutely.
So I do so much on my own because also I've had very bad experiences relying on other people. And that's also why I started making beats again, because I was dealing with some producers that was like, nah, it wasn't really working out. So I'm like, man, I can make beats better than this. So I don't mind doing stuff myself, and I know that like as I go, these people present themselves. I have another guy, Brand One, Mojo Brandon. I'm wearing his stuff right now. We do merch collabs. I help the marketing and the promotion, and he comes up with the designs. And it's a History of the Bay Mojo Labs thing. So it's not like, yeah, that's my guy. I think a lot of rappers, they treat people like that. Like, yeah, that's my team. Like, I seen rappers send people, go pick up the merch and, mistreat them. And just, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about me and you revolve around me. And they attract people that are kind of like, they can take advantage of like that. Yes, man. I'm not with that. I want to work with someone who's dope at what they do.
Absolutely.
So that we can enhance each other.
We talk about collaborations, partnerships, and how was your relationship with Empire Records and Ghazi, all those things? Because we see a lot of, it was recent, they did, I think, a museum, something opening up out here, and I was watching, a lot of people came out, and it was bigger than I ever thought, 'cause I never really too much knew till I met you and what's going on in Frisco. So how was that?
It's been a blessing because basically Ghazi gave me access to the studio and to the production team, and I said, "Cool, bro. Like, what do you need?" And this is his words. He said, "All I need you to do is be great," and that's not every day you meet somebody that's solid. So it's a blessing. I go over there. It's just a very professional environment. I drive over there. I feel like I'm going to work in the music industry. I'm not just recording in the basement, which is cool if that's where you start. But like, there's platinum plaques on the wall. And
there's levels.
There's levels, bruh. And there's all types of people that I meet from all over the country. Country singers, and EDM artists, and rappers that's in and out there all the time. And they're doing something really big for San Francisco. And they are an independent label. They're the biggest independent label in the world, I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but
it looks like I think he connected to the Middle East too, back and forth.
Well, he's Palestinian, brother.
Okay.
So that's important cause as well.
Important, yes.
And I think that kind of grounds him. He's from the city and he's got his roots in Palestine. And so Ghazi's been very solid with me. I will be transparent and say that they're a big company and everybody there is very busy. And they're dealing with some of the biggest artists on the planet. So you kind of got to get in where you fit in. And I think a lot of people go into a label situation and they expect the label to do everything and they kick their feet up. My thing is they're just another collaborator.
Absolutely.
It's another partnership. I have to bring to the table, which I do by even having my podcast there. Some of the people I bring through, it brings attention on them. So it's like a mutually beneficial relationship. but I can't depend on them to just do things for me. And also, I gotta respect Ghazi's time and the
have
time
to.
of everybody
Absolutely.
else there, because this
Absolutely.
dude's flying around the planet. Literally, I might text him and be like, "Yo, what's up? Can we do this?" And he'll be like, "I'm in South Korea." You know what I mean? Like, he's on a different kind of time. So,
Nature
that's
of the
cool.
business. You know
That's
what I mean?
cool.
It's nature of the business, man.
Yep.
But I give a shout out to him, man. You know, he's very, very innovative. You know, regardless, I looked at some of the stuff that he's doing, and Empire got a huge buzz. You know, all of a sudden everything's shifting to the Bay, which I love, because you know, it highlights what the Bay is. The Bay is really on the map now. I mean,
No, that's really important, because he could easily just go to LA like everybody else, but it's important for him to bring the industry to San Francisco and to the Bay Area, which is also another reason why it's been good for us to have this partnership.
Absolutely. It's needed. It's needed. My last question is there any artists you would like to interview that you haven't had yet?
There's a couple. There's a couple. I'm trying to think. I mean, there's a few like rappers that I've been like waiting on to get back to me for a time. Some of the real major people. But I want to like also get like Lunel and Mark Curry.
Okay.
Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Yeah, Mark got a rich history, man.
He does.
I want to get like, I would love to get like Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, even Gary Payton. I've been back and forth communicating with his people.
Right.
But some of these stories, Sheila E.
Oh, she got a story though.
Yeah.
Sheila E.
I want to get some of these left field, like,
Yeah.
oh, I wasn't
Sheila E. A
expecting
good
that.
story.
I don't have another question. I'm just gonna add to his. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. What do you look for? Like with me and when we go to look for potential candidates to come on the show, right? We looking for a specific thing that match Consequence of Strength. It could be anybody, but we go into our think tank and think about who we gonna get, right? How do you go? What does that process look for you in regards to, like you said, certain artists you want to work with? What bar is that? What determines that? That's the question.
I just say I always like I gotta find a way into the story. So sometimes people approach me and they're like, I was on this album or I rapped with this guy, and I'm like, that's dope. But like, what is the story behind all that?
Right.
And I have to have some sense of it. So I don't need to know everything, but I need to know enough to where I'm like, this is gonna be interesting for the viewer. Like, I don't really care how big the name is.
Right.
If I find the story interesting and I know that I can bring something out of it that the viewers might not get, that's one of the things I hear. I didn't know that about so-and-so. I never heard that story before. I didn't even know who that was. If I can find some of those moments, that's who I want to get on the show.
Absolutely. That's great.
Can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
What you've done today, right, it's made it very, very interesting in regards to what we do. Because I would like to talk to entertainers and hip hop or whatever about who they are. You know what I mean? I think that's missing from the, how can I put it, social media podcast. Everybody's trying to live up to an image instead of saying, who are you? Like you said, that's deep. Okay, you big, you Eric B. and Rakim, and you Nas, and you, whatever the case may be, Too Short, whatever. Who are you outside of hip hop? And what are you contributing to the community? Whatever the case may be, who are you? What do you stand on? I think by talking to you, it was so like fulfilling.
And refreshing.
Because it's like you just giving it to us. It ain't, you could tell it's real because it ain't something you got to think about. It's just natural, it's organic, and it's authentic. If we can get to that, as far as just, I'm just speaking for the Bay then. If we can get to that, then we'll get a lot farther ahead because now we have a pure understanding of who we are as a people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, man. But this was a real, real good podcast interview for me, man. I always remember that, man. And I'm gonna check your music out too. I'm gonna go more in.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna send you the new project as soon as it's ready. Y'all gonna be some of the first people to
Yeah,
hear
you got bars.
Yeah. What would you like the audience or the people to know one thing about you which what may be missing, what they don't know about Dregs?
Well, one thing that I would have wanted to talk a little bit more about. Maybe we do a part 2.
Yes, let's do
Down the
that.
line.
Let's do that.
But I do want to talk a little bit more about what's going on with the youth in the city and my experience. Like I do want to take this opportunity to say I have about 20 years experience. I've been a counselor. I've been a program leader. I've developed programs. I've taught in classrooms. I've done workshops, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools, and colleges. And I do think we are at like a crisis point with the young people.
We are.
Because the culture that I talked about is fading in the streets. And without the culture, then you just kind of have the mindlessness.
Right.
And the schools are not preparing these kids to succeed. It's becoming even harder for me after 20 years to go into these classrooms and engage with the kids. I think after the pandemic and everything else, like their mind is just technology and even everything going on with the government,
Right.
is just affecting them.
And medication.
All that. Even the food. The stuff going inside the food.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with another animal, and I think I'm wondering now, right? I can say I've been doing this work for 20 years. I want us as a people to focus on like the outcomes and the changes. Like one reason I rock with y'all is like you guys are like proof of like how people can change.
Right.
And if we have more people following that example and doing for themselves, then we will see changes that you can notice, right? Like on a systemic level. Like when you look at the numbers, like, oh, the numbers are getting better. We can measure this.
Right.
So it's like, I just want to leave with that. Like, let's take the individual work and apply that towards the greater work.
And applying the individual work, what we've learned is that also connecting with the parents.
Yeah.
We have to connect with the parents. With our organization, we go to court with the kids.
Right.
And so one parent, she called me on Wednesday, and she said, Fahim, they wanted to take my son off probation unsuccessfully. She said, I remember what you told me. I said, what you tell him? No, leave him on probation until after August. I said, yes, because if you release a kid unsuccessfully off probation, that means his record is still open.
Right.
And it's just a slap on the wrist. And now it's an open invitation to anything to go to the county jail, and there's no more calling mama.
Right.
So I think those are the things, also the programs where we have to really create and solidify, say, hey, you have to know about this system. What will wash you away by lack of education.
That's exactly what I'm talking about, because that's what leads to sustainable change that you can actually measure.
Yes.
Because that's a statistic that you just covered. Instead of keeping this kid in the system, you're giving him an opportunity to get his record cleared.
Right.
So these are the types of like goals we have to set.
We have to.
But it's like, I also feel like instead of going out and be like, I'm gonna change everything, it just starts with that one
little bit
household.
Absolutely. Yes.
So that's just the word of encouragement I want to leave. Is like, let's just do our thing individually and contribute that towards the greater good, one step at a time.
And let's do a part 2 on this reentry thing because it's necessary.
Yeah, I want to talk more about that.
We're going to.
I got some stories from.
Come on.
Woo. Part 2. Already. We already got it lined up.
Okay, cool.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for, sharing with us that, man. You helped me as a mentor, right? To really take that in, because it tells me from what you're saying that you care. And so the work that I'm doing, the work that you're doing, you care. And so that resonates with me to say, okay, I'm on the right path. But not saying that what you said wouldn't have, but just knowing what you said, it really, really resonated with me today.
No, I'm glad to hear that, man. It's an honor to connect with y'all. Like I said, I'm here because this is important to me, and I rock with y'all as individuals.
Thank you.
So yeah, let's just
continue working, man. It's a pleasure.
Yeah,
it's a pleasure.
Yes, just got to end, but we
wrap it up, man. Hey, consequence of the street life, man. We got Cameras cool as camera. Camera's cooling behind the camera. Got my man Dregs, got Hamza, and got my childhood friend Dawan sitting over here in the arms. Thank everyone for coming. And hey, Let's continue to help and serve these kids, serve this youth, serve the community. It's not about us. It's about everybody collectively. My name is Fahim.
Patrick.
Dregs One.
Hey,
Much love.
listen, our website, 100years.biz. Follow us on Instagram, 100 years DOP, YouTube, 1HYE Podcast, YouTube, 100 Years Enterprise. Where can they find you at, man? I know you everywhere, but tell them again.
Dregs1.com, DREGSONE. Just
Yep.
type that in anywhere and you're going to find me.
And it's all gonna pop up. And man, here we at United Players offices. Shout out to my man Rudy.
Shout out to
Shout out to
Big
Rudy,
Big
man.
Rudy,
They got
man,
an event
always.
today, man. Rudy, man, we love you, man. Thank you for opening up for us. And again, we out. Consequence of the Street Life.